Hello, guys, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of your favorite podcast, lovealadijonnaise. We are very happy to have you here on another Friday. We hope also that you had enjoyed a lot our previous episode. That if you haven't listened to it, we really, but seriously suggest you to go now to Spotify, iTunes, or YouTube and you can listen to Pau Marin, which is a really nice friend and our first guest. So yeah. And also we're gonna say hi to my dear and beloved girlfriend that is on the other side of the planet. Baby, welcome and how are you?
Hello, everyone. I'm fine, my love. And also, I would like to encourage you, if you really didn't listen to the last week's episode, to go because Pau gave really good advices for life. I know we have enjoyed recording the episode. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed or like listening, or if you still didn't, I hope you enjoy listening to last week's episode. And how are you, my love, today?
I'm fine, thank you. Very chill. Everything is going amazing. Thank you for asking. I'm very happy once again. And now, talking to all of you guys that you are listening currently right now to us, to Sam and me, we are happy to welcome back to another episode. Today's episode and this week's episode is interesting. It's actually very interesting. It's important. It's something that we all face. Not only if we are in a long distance relationship, but also like the first time that we get a couple. It's something at some point we all are gonna have to address. So it's very interesting to talk about it. We are gonna share our experiences because today we're gonna talk about the issues and situations we can live whenever we meet our couple's families for the first time. What do they think about your couple, of course? And in our case, like other people that are in a long distance and international couple, sometimes why not language difference. So we're gonna start with this, babe.
Yes, today we're gonna talk about basically how it was when we met each other's families the first time. We're gonna share a bit of our experience and how it was also when we told our families that we have a couple that is from different country, different culture, different religion. It was, their reactions were fine, but anyways, we're gonna hear the story. And as Felipe said also, our struggles with language, because of course, with each other we communicate in English, but our families, not all of them speak English, so sometimes we struggle a bit, but it's manageable.
Yeah, we can still work with it. It's manageable, as Sam said. And we're going to start actually with the first question. That is, how do we feel doing everyday activities being in a foreign country? This is going towards the idea when we are, for example, that I'm in Slovenia or Sam is here in Mexico, and mainly when we are alone. You know, that we are not with each other, because we know, of course, that if we are together, we go out dinner, we go out somewhere, the other person is going to translate, is going to order all the stuff. But what happens when we are alone by ourselves? What do we do and how do we feel? How do you feel when you come here in Mexico and I'm not around to translate stuff? That it's actually very important to clarify that Sam actually, she does understand Spanish pretty well. The thing is, like, she's a bit shy about speaking it.
Yes, I'm a bit shy to speak Spanish, but if I really, really have to, then I put my effort to speak Spanish. But the thing is, like, first I'm gonna talk about the airport, because that's mainly when I'm alone, of course, traveling. And the thing is, I don't know what it is with Mexico City's airport, but whoever you ask there, do you speak English? They're like, no. And then you have me trying to speak Spanish. And if you ever been to Mexico City's airport, you know it's a mess. Also, all like the things where they show you where to go, it's messed up and everything is basically a mess. So I'm always struggling to find like the gate or the check-in or the security. And yeah, I'm just like, in those moments I feel a little bit like hopeless because I'm tired And whoever I ask, if they, let's say, speak English, they're like, no. And I'm like, but why? And then I'm trying to explain with my Spanish, and they're like looking at me with the face like, okay, girl, what are you talking about? And I'm like, oh my God, losing all my mind. But eventually I managed somehow to communicate. So yeah, it struggles sometimes. And also, let's say I'm alone in the house whenever Felipe is at work, and his parents as well. There is a thing with Mexicans that every day someone rings at the door selling something, and then
Horrible, I know. We live with that, and it's horrible.
yeah, and then it always happens when I'm alone, and then they ring, and I go to the window of the kitchen, and then they tell me whatever they sell, and I'm like, oh no, thank you, not today. And then they start, oh, but when is the señora is gonna be home, meaning like Felipe's mom? And I'm like, I don't know. And then like they're trying to communicate with me, and I'm like, please don't, because like I don't know how to, yeah, it's just a mess, but I'm getting there.
No, of course it's a mess. Now imagine, I'm super grateful that that doesn't happen in Europe, because imagine if she struggles and still she understands Spanish. Now imagine if that for some reason happened in Slovenia, that people used to. Yeah, well, actually, there's a guy that we call it the krompir guy, so the potato guy. There's a guy that comes to Sam's door.
Again.
And he's selling potatoes, and I'm always kidding that, oh, next time that we're together I'm gonna answer the guy, because he always offers potatoes to them, but they never buy. And I'm like, next time I'm gonna answer to him. But I mean, it's a joke, of course not, because I just can't communicate in Slovenian. It's so hard. But I'm super grateful that that doesn't happen in Slovenia, because I will literally freak out. Because whenever, for example, thanks God, the times that I've been in Slovenia, it's been always with Sam, and Sam has been always around me. But guys, Slovene is so hard, so different than Spanish. You get only couples of words, but basically nothing. I mean, now I can understand a bit because Sam has been teaching me. But in the beginning, it was like, no, seriously, dude, I just wouldn't be able to do it by myself. Here is like a whole and different language that I wouldn't be able to be by myself.
No, yeah, I understand. But I feel like you would do a good job if you went grocery shopping to Tiny Mercator or Spar alone, because you do know numbers, you do know how to say hello. And if the lady at the cashier desk tells you, oh, it's, let's say, 11 euros 50 in Slovenian, you would know. But
oh no, yeah, of course, yeah.
But if there was a situation, as you said, with the guy that sells potato, by the way, he's a farmer that has his, farm, and of course he has potatoes. That's why he goes around and sells to people. And let's say I'm not home, then he rings and you're like, okay, what do I do? Because you don't even understand what he tells you, and you don't know what he wants from you. Whereas me, I understand what they tell me, but still, it's very hard to communicate because they really want to have conversation, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, no, and actually, I always had believed that there's always a way to communicate, even though you are in the country with the weirdest and the most different language than yours. For example, me, that I will be in Asian countries like Japan, China, Taiwan, South Korea, and those countries where basically I don't even understand the letters. There's always a way to communicate. I mean, emotions and face expressions and everything, all that's universal. Everyone can understand that. So literally everyone can understand when you're in trouble or when you need help or something. But it's completely like that. It's actually a very interesting part of our relationship, because now we're going to start talking about our families, because of course you're going to see our families, they don't speak English. So, well, mainly Sam's family, because with me, there's a part of my family that they do speak English, but Sam haven't met them yet. but we're gonna go eventually there. But the thing is, like,
Eventually.
yeah, there's a moment when it comes to having a different language where it's very important and actually it's very valuable when someone starts putting a bit of effort in learning the like each other's languages. Because the thing is, like, you try to communicate with that people that they can communicate with you. For example, me, if you ask me like, oh, Feli, why are you trying to learn Slovenian, such a hard language, such a different language? And it's not to talk to Sam in reality, because Sam and me most part of the times we're speaking English. It's in order to be able to communicate with Sam's parents, Sam's family, Sam's cousins, and like that, because I need to, because at some point, of course, I mean, I already know them, but at some point I seriously need to communicate by myself and not having the need of having Sam always next to me to continue translating and translating. But that's gonna take us to another part of this episode that is actually very, very interesting and important. It's like the real struggle with our families regarding the language. For example, we're gonna talk about this. Let's talk about and explain a bit to people so they know what's the real struggle of, for example, you when you need to spend time with my family, or when I need to spend time with yours.
So the thing is, with Felipe's mom, I always speak in English because she knows how to speak English, and she wants to speak English with me because that's how she practices. But the real struggle,
she loves to.
Yeah, but the real struggle comes when I need to communicate with Felipe's dad or with his rest of his family, the one that they don't speak that much English, and it's like I understand them and everything. It's just like I'm too shy to speak Spanish and to answer them, so I'm always waiting for either Felipe or his mom to be next to me in order to express myself in English, and then they can translate. So it's struggle because I know sometimes I know they won't be there always, and eventually I'm gonna need to speak. It's just I need to get my mindset that my Spanish will never be perfect because I'm not a native, and I can put an effort to speak more with them Spanish. I know that. So yeah.
What I've told her for a long time is that my Spanish is not even perfect, and I'm a native speaker. The thing is, we're never gonna be a perfect native speaker, because even for us, for native, and for you guys in your native on your mother language, you're not gonna be a perfect, literally it's not gonna be perfect, because we always gonna have problems with, I don't know, pronouncing a couple of words even in our own language. So it's normal, it's completely normal.
No,
the thing is
I know.
Yeah, I think the most important part is trying and believing that it doesn't matter if my accent is weird, doesn't matter if I don't like how it sounds. I'm telling you this because this is what Sam always tells me. It's I don't like my accent. I don't like how I sound in Spanish. It's baby, seriously, if you could hear her, I will actually ask her kindly to speak now in Spanish a couple of words, but I know she won't do it. So don't worry, I'm not gonna ask you for that. The thing is, yeah, I know, guys, if you could hear her now, she will be, I always tell her that she has the accent from someone from southern Mexico, because that's more or less the accent she has when she speaks in Spanish. But it's literally from someone from Mexico. She doesn't even sound like a foreigner or something, which is amazing. But now if we pass to me, it's very different. Seriously, it's so different.
Also, another thing I want to point out before we pass to you, the thing is, your family speaks Spanish, but my family, they speak two languages. My parents, they speak Bosnian and Slovenian, and the rest of my family speaks Bosnian/Croatian. Is basically the same. And there you have problem because the rest of my family, they don't understand Slovenian either, so you have to deal with both of those languages.
I know both of those languages. Actually, yeah, I was gonna explain that a bit later. we're gonna talk about
Okay.
it. Yeah, but that it's very actually accurate what some saying. Like, well, my family speaks only Spanish because actually that's the language the most known here in Mexico is Spanish. Although for your interest, it's not official. Actually, if you Google it and you go to Wikipedia and everything, actually Spanish is not even official. It's a national language, but it's not the official language of Mexico. We have
And
others.
which one is the fish?
There's no official language. There's 67 or 68, I think, languages in Mexico from the natives, the indigenous people
From
from here. Yeah,
back then.
exactly. So
Okay.
if you ask me what's the official language of Mexico, there's no official language. There are
It's just,
national languages, but not official ones.
and the Spanish is the most spoken one.
Yeah, Spanish is the most open, popular, and is the one that basically everyone speaks. But actually, you can go to some parts far away from cities where you can find those tribes. Well, not tribes. They're not tribes, but those communities. I'm gonna call them communities.
Communities, yeah.
Yeah, these people they don't even speak Spanish. They speak their own language, and you just can
Interesting.
communicate with them. Yeah, but
Oh, okay.
very interesting. But yeah, in Europe, actually, it's very accurate what Sam's saying. Actually, something I realized in Europe, since all languages are so, I mean, it's from my point of view, from someone that speaks, I think is the third most spoken language in the world, second most spoken language in the world, I don't know, that is Spanish. In Europe, there's so many countries, and every country has their
Its own
own
language.
language, and they're so, in my opinion, hard and different that they mandatory. It's very easy and very common that you find a European that speaks more than two languages. Why?
Yes.
Because they're forced to speak English. Because, for example, go and ask Samuel and tell her, okay, outside Slovenia, who else speaks Slovenian? Well,
No
no
one.
one. So she's forced to try to learn another language that everyone else speaks. But the thing is, like, it's very true. Sam's family's in over a couple of Balkan countries, so that's true. They speak Croatian, they speak Bosnian, they speak Slovenian, they speak different languages that, in my opinion, they sound the same, but actually they're not.
I mean, Croatian, Bosnian, Serbian are basically the same languages, just with couple of words are different and accents. That is the same as you would say, like Spanish from Spain, Spanish from Mexico, Spanish from Colombia,
Yeah.
and
At the end
yeah.
is it's Spanish.
But Slovenian is different from those languages. Actually, very different, more or less.
Yeah, well, it's I always try to I always link it, for example, with what will be like if you compare Spanish
And
with,
Portuguese.
I think like the Portuguese is the most, I don't know, likely to be like Spanish. I mean, it's not that we can have a whole conversation with someone that speaks Portuguese, but we can have a conversation where we get words. Also,
Wow.
in Italian and French, it's just like Italian and French. In my opinion, they're a bit more different than Portuguese. Portuguese, I think, is like I've never studied Portuguese, and I can read a paper, a document in Portuguese, and get maybe the 50%, 60% of what it's talking
So
about.
it's more or less like that with Slovenian and the Balkan languages.
More or less. So yeah. So if you can see, like, even though if one day I really hope and pray that I can learn Slovenian properly, I'm gonna still struggle. For example, with Sam's family. For example, with the part of Sam's family that live in Croatia, that I know that she's very attached to. She loves them very much. And they're very kind people. I only had met her cousin, one of her cousins, and she's really nice. But still, like, I'm learning Slovenian, and then comes the cousin that speaks Croatian. He's like, okay, so forget everything that you've learned about Slovenian and try to learn Croatian. But it's very interesting. And that led us actually to the part of what was your reaction, okay, when you met my parents for the first time. Also, I'm going to talk about my reaction when I met your parents for the first time.
Of course, as usual, when you meet your boyfriend's girlfriend's parents, I was nervous. That's completely normal. But I feel like I was even more nervous because A, they are from completely different country. I've never been before. B, they are from different culture. C, they speak Spanish. I mean, I knew his mom spoke English because Felipe told me, but still, it's just like completely like a whole another world. And I was there. We came from the airport. I was already nervous while we were driving from the airport to his house. I was like, okay, this is real. What do I do? How do I say hello? And also, the thing that we spoke in our previous episodes, Mexicans are very touchy, and when they meet someone new, they hug, and kiss. And for us, this is not, we just shake hands. And then I was like, oh no, we're going to have to hug them and all of those things. And yeah, I made a big deal out of it. But then when I met them, it was cool. It was nice. They were chill. They were like happy, smiling, and they were welcoming me very nice. So yeah, it wasn't that bad as I expected.
No, it wasn't. I remember it was actually the night, and they were going to sleep. You remember? Because the thing is, like, my dad had to work the next day. Actually, I had school next day, but she came late that day. I think she came like I think it was like you landed at 9:30, more or less.
Something like that.
But the thing is, like, the traffic and everything, we were arriving to my house like around 11, close to 11. My parents were going to sleep, but they stood awake just to see her and met her because it was the first time she was coming to Mexico. No, it went very...
I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, of course.
No,
and it went very smooth, actually. It went super smooth. Like, even, for example, my dad, that he doesn't speak English, that he does understand a couple of words and sentences. Actually, no, he understands. The thing is, like, whenever we start speaking a normal speed, he stops getting so many information. He needs to, he needs that we speak a bit slower so he gets all the words. But even...
I think he's like me with Spanish, because also if you start speaking at your normal speed, I lose myself. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so, that happens with someone that is not a master in the language, so that comes with practice, of course. But it went very nice, actually. They welcomed her. My mom, of course, she started using all her English. She was actually craving for that. But it went very nice, I think. And also, like, what about... Because, we actually, in the script that we have also the part that we wanted to talk about our external family, like not only our parents, but cousins, uncles. But the thing is, like, I think, like, the only one that can talk about is Sam, because me, in reality, haven't met anyone but her cousin. So I think she's the one that has more experience on that. So, for example, how was the first time that you met my family from here, from the city? Because they are the ones that most part of them, they don't speak English.
Yeah. You can also talk how it was with my family. You met them, but on the video call. How do you feel whenever they say hi to you? Or how was the first time?
I can talk about that, yeah.
No, but the first time, I remember it was your nieces and nephews' birthday party. And... yeah, I was super nervous because, like, one is meeting his parents and then spend a couple of days with them, and then you get used to it. But with the family, like, and then he told me, oh, they don't speak English, just like my family from Tijuana. And I was like, are you kidding me? It's fine, But yeah, and then also the fact that they hug and kiss and all those cultural things and shocks, I was like, okay. But it wasn't that bad. We arrived there and they were like, oh, hi, how are you? And then I actually answered them in Spanish that I'm good, and that was it, But now that whenever we go to the countryside, because there is like mostly when you hang out with your family, is whenever they have a conversation among them, I'm just there following the conversation because I do understand most of the things, but I can answer them because of course I don't understand everything, but also, yeah, I'm still shy to speak Spanish. So it's a bit hard, and whenever they ask me, it's just like, I say in English, and then you or your mom translates. But I do wish that, I wish that we could speak more, communicate, but that's up to me, because I know they won't speak English, and I'm the one who does know Spanish, but it's just like, I need more encouragement.
You need more encouragement. Guys, she's gonna be here in Mexico in around a month and a half, so go to Instagram and tell her in the last picture that she posted, Sam speaks Spanish. Sam speaks Spanish. Yeah, you need to encourage her too. So please
Thank you.
make me that. Yeah, do me that favor and go to Instagram, comment the last picture. Sam speaks Spanish. Okay, about me, it's been a bit harder actually from the part that Sam came already understanding Spanish and I arrived understanding zero Slovenian. So since the beginning, actually, I started investigating even before going and visiting her for the first time and meeting her family, like basic words. Also, I told her to please start teaching me. She started teaching me. So I think like by the time I met your family, I already knew the basics.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, well, about Sam's parents, very nice, both of them. They are like amazing, like very kind. Her mom is literally a lovely person. Very similar to my mom. Basically, whenever I see Sam's mom, I feel like I'm with my mom, only from another country.
Yes.
Because they behave the same, they think the same, and everything. Her stepdad, amazing, cool guy, happy guy. We share the same passion and love for beer.
Yes. And my stepdad, he does know how to speak English because he actually learned in school, but he forgot because he wasn't practicing. He knows the words and that, but it's hard for him to put in the sentences. So he's trying with English a bit, you know.
No, yeah, actually, the first time I went to see her, that I met them, we used to spend a lot of time because it was summer, and we used to spend a lot of time outside, you know, making grills, steaks, drinking beer and stuff.
Picnic and all those things.
Yeah, like picnic stuff. And her stepdad used to sometimes tell me things in English, you know, like short sentences, but things in English that I could understand. And I used to answer him. And if I knew the answer or how to say in Slovenian, I used to actually use Slovenian instead of English because, of course, I wanted them to see that I'm making a huge effort to learn such a difficult language. But it's been nice. I think like I enjoyed. I felt welcome the first time I went. I hope I feel the same. That of course I know. I am already feeling welcome with all the things that they're saying and buying and stuff. Because I'm arriving in 2 weeks. But yeah, very nice. And actually about like the other part of Sam's family, like you know, like the one that is in Croatia mainly. I met her cousin. Once we were to Croatia, we went to visit her. Amazing. I love her. She's very cool. The thing is, like, she doesn't speak any English, but she's really cool. We got to talk, of course, with Sam's help. You know, she was translating from Croatian to Spanish and Spanish to Croatian. But very nice.
English.
Spanish, English. I'm sorry, English.
Okay.
English to Croatian. And very nice, seriously very nice. And about the rest that I haven't met, that I have only spoken on the phone, they're also very nice. They always ask me, oh, how are you? That actually is the same because they say kakosi, that it means like how are you, and
that's
it's the same. Yeah, it's the same in Croatian and Slovenian, but the thing is like in Slovenian there are a couple of different words, but very very nice. There's just a tiny little detail, a tiny little girl that she's
niece.
7 years old. Yeah, she hates me. I mean,
No,
I know she
guys.
doesn't hate me. She's jealous. Yeah, she's jealous because she thinks that I'm gonna take Sam away, and she never wants to say hi to me. But the thing is, like, it's fine. She's a child. Come on. So I understand. It's just like I'm always kidding about like your niece is gonna kill me. She's gonna choke me.
She's not that extreme.
Yeah. But in reality and in general, everything has been nice. And also that led us to a part of the episode where we talk about that it's very important to make the others see that you really care about their language and that you are trying, that you are putting an effort, because that's very nice. And actually, your couple's family is going to really appreciate that. You know, like they see that you are really trying.
And that you're also putting effort. Even if you don't speak language, you put effort to communicate with them. Like, let's say you and me with English, but then we both translate. That you're still in the conversation with the couple's family. Because, I mean, we could be easily just like, oh, I don't speak. I mean, you Slovenian and me Spanish. I'm not gonna talk with them because I don't want to, because I don't speak the language, because I don't understand. And that's not the attitude. I mean, we still try to have a conversation, although with a translator, but eventually we're gonna get there.
Yeah, eventually you get there, and it's very important. Also, from the part of spending time with your couple's family, I think will be like the most important one, because you make them see that you really care, that you respect them, and that you, even if you don't like to be with them, that you try to enjoy the time with them, because there's always gonna be something nice out from someone, like every time someone is gonna teach you something good, and you can have a nice time with everyone. I mean, of course, there are some people that it's just impossible to have a nice time with, but
But that's an extreme case.
yeah, an extreme case. But it's very important you try to include yourself in the plans. For example, if there's a trip, that it comes out from you saying, hey, can I go to the trip? Or, oh, I help you with this, I do this, like being helpful, participating with them and everything, even though they don't ask you for that, or your couple doesn't tell you, oh, come, something, to make yourself see that you are interested in spending time with them, because families, they like that a lot, and they accept you because they say like, oh, she or he has accepted us, so let's accept this person. That's something actually very important, and that we seriously suggest you to do, always to include yourself and really try to spend time with them.
But I feel like also is not only you giving the effort, but also your couple's family. Because imagine that they give effort, your couple, and then his or her family is like, oh no, we're not gonna spend time with him or her. Also, they need to show interest. Doesn't matter if they don't speak the language, they're from different country, culture, could be also from the same, you have people that speak same language, they're from same country, and the family doesn't show any interest. It's like, it's mean. It's rude, it's not nice. So I feel like also the family needs to show interest and say, oh, we have this trip, you can invite your girlfriend, boyfriend, or we have a family picnic, invite your boyfriend, girlfriend,
Of course. No, yeah, absolutely. That's actually very important. That's actually something that we were talking about, I don't know how many episodes ago, that it's a 50-50. That it's from your part, but also it's from the other's part. And also when we're talking about family, of course, it's very important that your family understands that now you have a couple, and that it's not only you anymore. You come always, it's like a combo, I always like to say it like that.
Combo, yes.
You are like a combo. So if you go, most likely your couple is gonna go. Of course, there are a couple of things that maybe your couple can't go, or it just like doesn't go. But the thing is, like, it's always also, as Sam was saying, it's part of your family. Your family has to also welcome the person, has to accept the person, respect mainly the person. So it's a 50-50 always.
As we said, as you mentioned in previous episodes, is a 50-50. And also we said, okay, the family doesn't have to like you, or if you don't feel comfortable with the family, you don't have to like them. No one's forcing you, but at least respect each other. I feel that's very important. So yeah,
one of the most important things, actually. And I think that was it, guys. So far, that's what we had prepared.
That was it.
Yeah, and we are very happy. We really wanted to talk about this topic. When we were writing the script and everything, we got excited. We were like, oh, it's going to be a nice topic. It's going to be smooth and everything. And so it went like that. So we are very happy. We are incredibly grateful, guys, for all the support. Thank you for all the nice comments about last week's episode with Pau. We are very happy that you liked the episode, that you liked the way she's speaking, because it's been already a couple of people, maybe not in comments, in public comments on Instagram or stuff, but they have told us, personally. So thank you so much. We're very happy that you liked that episode, and believe us, we're gonna start having guests more often here on the podcast, But seriously, thank you so much.
Yeah, guys, also thank you from my part. And as we said, in case you didn't listen to last week's episode, you go and listen because she gives really good advices. And yeah, she was just amazing. And also thank you for listening this week's episode. We like the topic, and I feel like it's a cute topic when you discuss your family and your couple. It's a cute topic.
It's a really nice topic, guys. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram. Don't forget to subscribe to YouTube, to iTunes, to Spotify. Don't forget to like on YouTube the videos and everything, because that's the only way we can reach more people. You already know the Instagram at lovealadijonnaise podcast, YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, everything is there. Also in the description of this episode. And email us if you have any idea. Would you like to participate with us? Would you like to be part of this podcast as a guest? Just leave us know on Instagram or on our Gmail. And that's it for this week.
And we'll have you back next week with another episode. Bye bye.
Have an amazing day, guys. Bye.